Hello, thank you for stopping to watch this video. I want to teach this to as many people as possible. Let's start off with 3 simple questions. Number 1, do you want to leave a legacy for future generations? Number 2, do you want to save taxes year after year, generations after generations? Number 3, do you want to know the secret of the rich? If you said yes to all 3 questions, please continue watching. Also, have pen and paper because I'm going to give you some very important information that you're not taught in school. The Spendthrift Trust is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. It's been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions, and both times the Supreme Court has favored it. I work on behalf of a law firm that has a copyright on the Benson Financial Trust. 76 years ago, Paul Benson was a Harvard law professor who wrote 5 different trusts to help people save taxes. A little bit of history about the Spendthrift Trust. It came into existence back in 1564 when the famous King Henry VIII, the one who chopped off all his wives' heads, started the Church of England. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went further back into history to the Magna Carta and said, no, King Henry VIII, you can't do this. It's contract law that came to the colonies while we were still part of England. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023. Our current tax code went into effect in February of 1913 and was only supposed to be around for a few years. Well, it's now 111 years later, and the only thing it's done is grown and grown and grown. The super rich families of back then, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, and the Kennedys, made sure they could save taxes. Well, if they can save taxes, we all should be able to save taxes. Now, my personal experience, or how I got involved with this, back in 2019, I was living in Phoenix, Arizona. I was working full-time as a Medicare broker, and I wholesaled 7 bank-owned properties nationwide. Woohoo! Sally was a rock star in her real estate group. I paid off $184,000 in debt. Well, in April of 2020, my CPA called me and said, Sally, I have some bad news for you. My personal tax rates went from 22% up to 24%, and I owed the federal government $79,000 in short-term capital gains. I knew about capital gains. I had $50,000 sitting aside to pay those capital gains. Well, that didn't go over very well. Remember, April 2000 was the start of COVID and everything shut down. So, took out a HELOC, paid off my bill, and then I spent 5 months researching the Spendthrift Trust. I had read an article about the Rockefellers Trust. It's called The Office. It's 7 generations old and has almost 400 people under the same EIN or employee identification number. If the Rockefellers can save money, why can't I save money? September of 2020, I started both my business and my beneficial Spendthrift Trust. In September 2020, I also petitioned and became the first female mastermind host in my real estate group in Phoenix. I'm very proud of that fact. I want to teach this to as many U.S. business owners, entrepreneurs, 1099 income earners, and U.S. investors how the rich save money. If they can do it, we all can do it. So let's get into this. Paul Benson wrote 5 different trusts. I'm going to go over the 5 trusts very quickly. Number 1, the business trust. This is for U.S. business owners, entrepreneurs, and 1099 income earners. You will save at least 90% on your federal income taxes, and in 43 states no longer pay state income taxes. My clients are saving thousands and thousands of dollars. Number 2 trust, the beneficial trust. This is for all U.S. investors. You're going to save the following 5 taxes year after year, generation after generation. Remember my story about short-term capital gains? You will no longer pay short-term or long-term capital gains on profits if you sell something at a profit. You will no longer pay interest income taxes. If you're a passive investor, I personally have 12 notes where I am the paper on the house. People pay me their mortgage. If you're doing subject to real estate, forex investing, creative financing, or seller financing. Third way you're going to save. You're no longer going to pay dividend income taxes. If you're in the stock market, if you're a day trader, if you're doing options trading, futures trading, binary options trading, you could be saving thousands of dollars. Fourth way, rental income taxes. Yes, you can take depreciation. Yes, you can do cost averaging, but I'll tell you why you really need the trust also. But just think of this. If you have short-term rentals like Airbnb, vacation rentals, 5 doors, 10 doors, 20 doors, multifamily, commercial property, or maybe you're doing arbitrage, Airbnb arbitrage, or rental arbitrage, you could be saving thousands of dollars. And finally, the fifth way with the beneficial trust, you will save royalty income taxes. If you have talent, like an actor, an actress, an author, an artist, a musician, maybe you are in the NFT world, maybe you have copyrights, patents, or intellectual property. The third trust he wrote, there's the business trust, the beneficial trust, the senior trust, anybody over 65 and on Medicare making too much money. That affects your Part B of Medicare. The fourth trust is the charitable trust if you're a 501c3 company. And then the fifth trust is the mineral rights trust. One of my clients who inherited his granddad's horse farm, and he has 6 oil wells on the horse farm. He's saving all the taxes on his oil wells. Now, I don't care which trust you get, the business trust, the beneficial trust, the senior trust, the charitable trust, or the mineral trust, you're going to save in 4 very important ways. Write these down. 4 ways. Listen up. You're going to save taxes year after year, generation after generation. You're going to keep your information completely private. There's a false rumor out there that your LLC, S Corp, or C Corp does this for you. That's statutory law. Each state is different. And since COVID, you can now go online to any Secretary of State or Corporation Commission and research all LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps. There's a reason why 40% of LLCs get sued every year. Talking about lawsuits. Number 3, you're going to put all your assets into the trust and all lawsuits become frivolous. You cannot get blood from a stone. Everything I own is in the trust, and that's the way it's going to stay. And number 4, if you, going back to number 3, well, you rental income people. Yes, you can take depreciation. Yes, you can do cost averaging. But think of this. If a renter's dog gets out and bites someone, they're not going to come after you again. If someone trips and falls on your property, they can't sue you. Think of all the thousands of dollars you can save that way. And then the 4th way you're going to save is if you don't know about the 2024 Corporate Transparency Act from the Treasury Department, if you have the Benson Financial Trust, you're exempt from doing that paperwork. Please, if you don't get the trust, do the paperwork. The fines for not doing the paperwork are either $10,000 and or 2 years in jail. That's harsh. So, like I said, I'm trying to teach this to as many people as possible. I have a free class out there on the Great Discovery. The Great Discovery was started by Six Sigma, the consulting people. If you go out to my name, www.sallygimmon.com, you're going to get a 23-minute presentation, slide presentation. You're going to get 3 articles from Forbes magazine that talks about the Spendthrift Trust. You're going to get 2 pages of case law. And then you're also going to get a chart that shows if you're making $80,000 gross in all 50 states and filing single. There's 4 ways to file your taxes. Single, head of household, married jointly, married separately. Single is the most expensive way. So in all 50 states, depending if you're in Texas, you don't have state income taxes, but you will still save 5 figures in federal income taxes every year with the business trust. When you go out to www.sallygimmon.com, you can set up an appointment with me. When you come to a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me, we'll go over your situation. I will send you information because I want to help as many U.S. business owners, U.S. entrepreneurs, U.S. 1099 income earners, and U.S. investors save as much as they can in taxes. Well, I found out the secret of the rich. I want to teach it to as many people, as many other people. I hope you're having a beautiful Saturday. Take care and have a wonderful weekend. I hope you're having a beautiful Saturday. Take care and have a wonderful weekend.